So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And once we get connected with the other network, we are ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information for yourself to build up a very clear, good spiritual foundation. Because when it comes to meditation, there are many informations, there are many techniques, there are many schools, there are many paths. So out of that all, this Vipassana and Samatha meditation, tranquility meditation and insight meditation, has a very special purpose. So the most of time we look for happiness and satisfaction out of the spiritual practice. And that is spiritual practice mostly linked with our conventional life, and that will our conventional life, we try to upgrade and we try to develop through the happiness and satisfaction. But when it comes to tranquility meditation, and especially when it comes to the Vipassana meditation, there is a different purpose. It is not kind of like nourishing this conventional life. It's totally understanding the way of life. So just go with the life, and developing life is a totally different method, but understanding the very nature and the behavior of the life is totally different. So then when it comes to the wisdom path, The wisdom is not about something you go and get. It is not kind of like a hunter-gatherer mindset, go and get a mindset. This is more sustainably develop your awareness within your own inner experience related to your feelings, not even to the imagination. So that is something important. Not towards your imagination, you always have to tune to the moment of feelings. Because the moment of feelings happen always in the present moment, not in the past or not in the future. So if you are capable to tune to that moment by moment, moment by moment, you are capable to experience something new. And in that newness, that the mind get out of the collective nature and see deeply how things change. So change is, you can't get as an idea. Change you have to understand by experiencing. It is totally different. You can teach regarding the change about, and you can teach the change with the words, but that is totally different. When it comes to experience and understand, and especially, and the other thing is the change that we can recognize with the outside material things, with the outside world. Just example, when you observe the sun or the moon, the trees, the birds, this all the outside things that you can see the change, like clouds, water, rivers. But that mostly it's kind of like tuning to thoughts. But when it comes to feelings and recognizing change, it's totally different. See that it's nothing wrong that you see the outside nature and understand for a certain level. But how you can upgrade it to the next level? So you have to get into your inner experience. So that you can get into that through the feelings, sensations. So once you come to that level, that what you see as experience, not something that you observe from far away, it's you recognizing. And the another level, the more deeper, advanced, it's kind of like a pro max. It's kind of like that. You know, people have, you know, it's a pro, and then the pro X to kind of like another way, it's people pro max. So what is that? This is what. So you see the change from outside. In the beginning, you recognize the change by ideas, by thoughts, and then you can see the change by experiencing and the outside things, observing the nature. And the next one, you experience the change by observing the feelings, the sensations. So in the advanced level of change is you recognizing the recognizer, observer also change following that all other outside change. So once you come to that you can recognize that the world itself mean in the bottom level is the change. So, but it's when you go through experience, it's a kind of like giving you different taste. That taste is not that what can grab through reading books, watching something, this go with this uh, object is totally different. And that satisfaction, that total experience is take you to different level of being, different level of reaction. So that is a process. So through meditation, we come to that line. There are many windows, but this is the one path that we come to that line to get into that, to upgrade ourselves, to advance ourselves, shift our experience to different level. So once you come to that advanced level of recognizing change, the experiencer, and then if somebody say, oh, the world is changed, everything changed, and sometimes you can recognize what does that mean, because when people say everything changed, that it's sometimes not what we think or what we understand or what we experience. It is different for that person. It can be the everything means a totally different interpretation for that person. And the change also, this is very important. So that's why the change, the meaning of that change also can be different according to the person. So that's why when it comes to sharing it, when you communicate, when you verbalize it, and sometimes it doesn't work. But still, when you are capable to experience the highest level, you know all other things and you can see that what other people experience as change. So somehow today, I'm going to give you some other little tools for yourself on this journey, how you can fix little things while you practice meditation. So it's kind of like when you go for a long trip somewhere, or on the way, this freeways, there are kind of like resting areas. And sometimes, you see kind of like viewpoints, you just, stop there a little bit, you take a deep breath and you can see some kind of views, or sometimes you rest a little bit. So like that. So in this spiritual journey, there are this resting point, the 4 resting points that you can handle this deeper pressure, unbalance sometimes. So the one of the important thing we have to, we always question ourselves when we have that inner conversation. We all do that in different way and different language. Why I am here? Sometimes when we look, just imagine yourself. If you question yourself, why are you sitting in front of your phone or the cell phone or the computer or the TV? Why you are here? And for a day with your family, if you try to, have a lunch or the dinner or maybe party or gathering, if you little bit back up and question yourself, why you are with them, how today you end up here. And sometimes it give a kind of like take us to the blind spot. We don't know sometimes why I am here. And sometimes it's a kind of like regarding tomorrow. What will happen tomorrow? Where will take us? What will happen with this soul? You know, sometimes I think, you know, where are we heading in this conventional life with these all material things? We don't know. So one thing you have to remember in your life, and sometimes with your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members, you know, when there are situations come, sometimes we say, I don't know what will happen. You know, sometimes it's a big issue for us, and we like to know, and sometimes we have a deeper inside struggle. I want to know about tomorrow or next week, or I want to know that next year. Oh, people every corner, you know, this everywhere, psychic, you know, people go, and what the very first thing that I want to know about me, what will happen, what will happen. People have deeper desire to know that what going to happen. Remember that Steve Jobs, that in his one of the very famous this quote, it's not knowing is normal. So always remember, it's for all of us, it's this not knowing regarding ourselves, why I am here, where I am heading, it's normal. So then, once you know it is normal, don't struggle with it. That the stress, anxiety, depression regarding, you know, that to know about these things is normal. So just accept it. And sometimes in life, you know, we get lost, confused, stuck, and we have deeper fear when it comes to that, what next. But remember, accept that moment, accept that not knowing mindset, not neglecting, accept it. Sometimes we neglect, you know, forget it, throw it away. No, you accept it. I don't know. Because when in that very moment, you know what happened? Try to catch it. Because if you throw it away, just forget it, you know, don't think about it, then you neglect that not knowing mind. But the beauty of when the deeper level of awareness or the vipassana level of understanding, when there is the moment come for you to lost, confused, stuck, and if you know that you don't know what is your next moment, when you accept that not knowing moment, it trigger your awareness to be in the moment. So that is a kind of like a, you know, twisting the situation. Because if you throw it, and sometimes, you know, some people drink, get drunk, and some people listen to music, you know, some people start to have a chat with others, and sometimes people, you know, do many things to escape that not knowing moment or the mind. They try to cover it up from something. Don't do that. Because when you know that you don't know what's going to happen, in that very moment, you become so mindful and sharp and clear regarding the very next moment. So it becomes a kind of like a golden opportunity, golden ticket for you. So from now then, in deeper in you, when there is a situation come, why I am here, why this, what is next? And just be with it. And that awareness naturally will slow you down. And that will keep you to the path. Another thing is, once you slow you down, once your awareness becomes sharp, what will happen? You will get connected to the process that you keep coming. So there is a journey that you came through. So as example, in front of you sitting here in this very moment. So maybe the very moment of this, that you don't know anything. You don't know what will happen next. But if you look very carefully every day, 8 p.m., now more than 2 years, you used to follow this path. And maybe unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, you have done it. See, now once your awareness becomes sharp, you recognize that the history from where it keeps coming. If you are capable to see that, in that very moment, what happens? You get out of the turbulence or the confuse or the anxiety, depression, or kind of like unbalanced mindset. So that's why that our life, this moment, is not a mistake. Any moment, any situation. It's already a result of your own inner will. But sometimes we don't see it. When we don't see it, we start to throw it to others, blame to others. And maybe we look into put the outside labels. No, there's something in you. Each and every situation, even you go to the dinner table, even you have a cup of tea, even you watch a movie or reading a book, or even you make a phone call, in that very moment, just look into yourself and see, why I do this phone call? Why I talk like this? To whom I talk like this? Then you will see there is a history behind you related to that moment. So once you see that, it's come kind of like a, kind of like a light come to you. So otherwise, if you don't see that, maybe you can, focus to future and think about what will happen, where are we, going. You will never find answers. Maybe our inner chattering, our inner conversation, internal talk will give many different opinions. It will always take us to more different, ways, and we get lost more deeper. So that's why when the situation comes for you like that, always remember, don't try to escape from it. Just be with the moment right away, that you will be more conscious regarding the moment. So that is the first one. It's a kind of like a resting place. It's a kind of like in the long drive, you get into a viewpoint. It's bring you kind of like a release. So the next one is that come back to the present moment. What you do right now, do it perfectly. give your best for that. Because in the future, you can see it's a part of your life. See, now, just connected to the first point, that when you come to the moment not knowing, that you don't know what is next, and in that very moment, how you settle down, looking back your past, and then you see how you came so far this journey. And so like that, the second step is, when you do that, when a situation comes, when you don't know what to do, where are you heading, and what is next. So like that, rather than struggling with that, rather than to find a solution for that, try to do your best for the moment. And in that very moment, you will just move through it. Because in this process, create the life. Now, when I came to this California, and I start to get the driving lessons, 4 times I failed the test. Every time I thought, oh, I know how to drive. But when with the inspector, when I go, I didn't get enough marks to pass the test. And the very first time, even I didn't get out of the DMV. Inside the DMV, he told, okay, you go home, come back again, after you getting more lessons. So, and then, in the 4th time, it was like so struggle inside me. And because I was so into focus, oh, I want to get that, I want to get that. It's kind of like that. But by the time I understood, forget about that. That I just, I don't care that what will happen, that I will pass or next, like that. I don't focus. I disconnect from focusing to get past. And then I start to think. So I do my best for the moment. And then the very first time I reduced the mistakes little by little. The second test, it's a fail, but now I understood it little by little. In the first time, I was inside the DMV, but the second time, I able to get into the road and go a little bit. And the third time, I able to somehow go around the block, and now I, rather than focus toward getting past myself, I focus inside. Okay, how I can just be myself to the moment. And after the 4th time, I passed the test. It's not the license, and I understood being in the moment, rather than focusing and looking and getting something from the future, which unknown, is the test, that it is more worth for me than the driving license. That lesson, it's kind of like that. When we come to meditation, deeper inside us, we have a jump ahead, look ahead, and see what is next. So it is better yourself, more focus to the moment, and try to be with that and give your best to see the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. Try to master that, rather than what will happen next, rather than focusing to ahead. So then you will see day by day, that focusing to that moment become more sharp and clear. And then in any situation, any unknown moment, any turbulence, any up and downs in life, it will not going to take you away from the present moment of seat or the comfort. Is always allow you to settle down there. So then whatever go wrong right away, you can minimize the damage. And by the time you can minimize the mistakes, and by the time you are capable to get into the situation, it is not sharpening outside, it is sharpening your inside awareness. So that's why every day you have to remember when you practice, it is more deeper you go into you and settle down and brush up and clean up. You every day you become more clear with your own mind, not something from outside. So that's why it is a different taste. It's a different way of practice. It's a different way of understanding. We can't argue about it. We can't bring this outside logic or the mechanisms for that, but we can get it through only practice. So that's why whatever you do in day-to-day life, you can use it as a rest in point or the viewpoint, or kind of like the enjoying the moment, that whatever situation, when things go up and down in your life, it give a kind of like a taste for you to be mindful. And then in everything, for everything in your life, that you can apply it to the situation. And the third one is be kind, be gentle, be compassionate inward. We know how to be compassionate, be gentle, be kind towards outside. But when we practice ourselves, sometimes we don't see that. We don't use that. We always think to, may all living beings be well and happy in this entire universe. But ourselves, we deeply abuse us. No. Be kind to yourself. If you are not in the moment, if you don't see your own thoughts, if you don't see your own body, you can't be kind to you. So when you know your own body, when you know your own feelings, that's where your kindness is going to be there with you. So that is how you come to the tranquility state. It's linked in day-to-day life. So it's kind of like you into the meditation. Sometimes we don't care about us. We push too hard ourselves. We give a hard time, even, sometimes in this hot weather, and sometimes when you cook yourself, you are so hungry, you are so thirsty, sweating, and, with the heat, you try to feed for others, but you abuse yourself. You don't have the compassion to you. You try to bring the best out of your cooking, but you don't know how to be gentle to yourself. And sometimes without the gloves, or without right spoon, or maybe you try to take something, and maybe your hand is burning, that heat you can't handle, but it's okay for you. Don't do that. Because this human mechanism, there is no anything in this entire universe similar to this human mechanism. There is no any other animal have this kind of mechanism. You are so precious. You are, more important than the diamond. So you have to appreciate that. The functioning of these fingers, this hand, is a miracle. In case one day, if it is, start to kind of like a half tunnel, you get a kind of like a stuck or the pain and you can't move anymore, arthritis or something like that. And that day, once it start to, lose that flexibility, in case it start to experience the calcifying these things, then you start to, get disappointed. Maybe even some people don't understand it. So sometimes we become so gentle with others. No, remember, in the deeper level, when you practice meditation, is that you have to be kind, compassion, gentle. So then in any situation, if you don't know what's going to happen next, if you come to the kind of like a blind spot, remember, be kind, be gentle, be compassionate to yourself. Because most of time, when we come to the point what we don't know what's going to happen next, I don't know what will happen to me next, sometimes we abuse us. So that's why sometimes we go to hard liquor, get drunk, forget about this, then let this go away. Sometimes go into drugs and it's burned this entire, all the nerve system where you will never get it back. It happens sometimes. So like that. So don't do that. Have the kindness, compassion, be gentle to yourself. When you tune to that, it's kind of like you come to the viewpoint. You feel, oh wow. You start to get connected to something. You come to kind of like a resting area. So another thing is that always remember, when the situation comes, you don't know what is next. What will happen to me? The very nature, when we focus towards future, when we jump beyond the timeline, we start to imagine, predict, and compare, and self-talk go kind of like so wild, and judgment, comparison, this everything start to boil out inside us. In that very moment, remember, this is going to change. If you are capable to get that, rather than looking for the solution or the trying to find where are we heading, just know that the moment of turbulence, that the pressure, the moment of that anxiety you into, it's going to change, and then it will help you to move forward. But most of time, when we come to the moment, I don't know what will happen next, we take it as a kind of like a solid concrete experience, and we hold it to that, always focus and jump towards ahead and try to find solution. We forget to look this moment change. Once you are capable to understand that, it's kind of like you come to a resting point, you release, you come to a viewpoint. It's kind of like your self-centered mind start to open. It's kind of like a lens open and start to capture the more bigger area. So like that, little by little in this journey, while you practice, learn to apply these things, because these tools deeply connected to the Vipassana level of recognition. So that's why whatever then when it become your attitude, your lifestyle, what happens deeply, you have the Vipassana level of background within yourself, the very spiritual meditative background inside you deeply in the bottom line. So then it is very easy on the shallow level of life. When you go with the face value, with this conventional life, it is very easy for you to go through these situations. That doesn't mean that the world going to change. No, not going to change for any reason. Forget about whatever you practice. You become enlightened or you become a Buddha. World not going to change. The world has its own nature. Only thing is we have to prepare ourselves. To prepare ourselves, the only one tool that you have out of this all other, that is your awareness. So then we can have wishes, we can have prayers, we can have good karma, we can have blessings, we can have protections of the many things. But the major important thing is having the awareness. So these all the tools, nothing wrong being happy or satisfied, enjoy your life. But if you are capable to keep the awareness next to that all things in day-to-day life within your up and down journey, then you will see by the time you're deeply mastering this journey yourself, then anymore you're not going to go towards the journey. You itself become, your life itself become the journey. And then no need to worry about the destination. Then it's kind of like a free fall. Just you're going to end up being enlightened. That's how we have to practice. Let the journey to take you to enlightenment, not struggle in the mind or look for that. No, you just being in the journey. You fulfill the journey, you brush up the journey, you master the journey. So the journey means the moment of the technique that you practice, and let it be your journey. So that way you will see by the time, with your eye, tongue, body, mind, whatever you experience deeply inside your consciousness, resonate with this kind of facilities, and life itself going to become a beautiful place. And that is why you will recognize the beauty of this human life. Otherwise, it's always we can can see the misery, danger, and sometimes if we can label it as the kind of like the suffering. There is a nature of suffering, but if you are aware, you no need to suffer. So that is the thing. So with that, let's get into practice with a little bit ourselves now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Don't look ahead. Just try to settle down with the moment. Bring my attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipatniya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paripunjissami Idammi punyakammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.